Welcome to the CCL Halftime Show. I'm Kyle Fergusson, and today I'm sitting down with BadBenny, tank player of Oxygen Esports. Welcome to you, BadBenny.
Thank you, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to talk to you again. The seasons are going by fast. You have played quite a bit of Heroes in the past and been a part of every CCL season so far. Tell us a little bit about your backstory with Heroes of the Storm.
Well, it is very long at this point, honestly. But I mean, I played AGC back when that existed, and did okay, I think. Not the best, not the worst. Is how I would judge it, our performance. And CCL, I coached the first season, and then I played season 2 for Diamond Hands, season 3 for 30k, which we won. And now season 4 for Oxygen, which hopefully will win as well.
You've played with a lot of different players. So how did you end up coaching in the first season and then moving over to being a player?
So I actually hadn't been involved in HOTS for basically since AGC ended until CCL was announced. And then I was like, this looks interesting. But at the time, I didn't think I had enough motivation or like time to put into the game. So I was like, I kind of want to be involved, but I don't feel like I can play it right now. So I coached, and then I realized that I put so much time into it, coaching, that I might as well just have played. So I kind of regret not playing the first season, but it was also a valuable experience to actually coach a team like that.
Have you played?
I think I do that. Yeah.
Have you played tank your whole Heroes professional career?
The professional career, pretty much. I played off lane for a little bit, but mostly tank. But before I became a professional, then I played the ranged role in the beginning.
What'd you like playing in that role?
Valla, Jaina, Sylvanas.
Okay. Kind of give the time period of it too.
Yeah. Well, a very long time ago though.
So you're one of the few tank players still rocking a lot of Johanna out there. Is there something you like about Johanna that you feel others don't see, or is that just cavalier guess telling you what to pick?
Nah, actually it's Cavalier Guess is part of it, but Cascon is actually the one doing a lot of drafting for us since week 2 this season. But as for Johanna though, I think she's very strong and versatile right now. She's not the engage early game tank, but you make up for it by having wave clear and being very hard to kill. And then late game you get blessed shield, you scale very well, do pretty good damage for a tank, and on 20 you can decide whether you want to go the blessed upgrade or the storm shield for even more sustain. So I just think she's in a very good spot right now.
So you all have been picking a lot of lane clear. You usually have like a Blaze running alongside you, a Dahaka. How did all the hammer happen last weekend?
I mean, the hammer is the Nick specialty, right? Like Nick is probably the one that plays Storm League the most out of our teammates.
Okay.
Copen is a close contender, I think, but Nick plays like everything, right? Like he's the ranged flex player, and he plays off lane, he plays tank, he plays supports. I think he played pretty much all heroes in this game, and he also is very good at finding what's like secretly OP. And the hammer, like at first it felt pretty grief, but then after seeing it a bit more, it's like we can pretty much just first pick this hero and still win. And we saw that in bans lately as well. People are first banning hammer or third banning hammer, and with good cause, I think.
And not just like Towers of Doom, where we've seen hammer in the past. Like you guys did this on Garden Terror, Dragonshire, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Like everywhere is a hammer map.
Pretty much, yeah.
How did Malfurion happen alongside that? Just so much Malfurion last weekend as well.
The Malfurion might have been a mistake, honestly. Discussing it after, especially the Tomb game. it looked good, but then we realized we have no way of saving anyone that gets CC'd with the Malfurion, which we noticed on my death count especially. But I mean, Diamond Hands did a very good job, of course, but maybe a bit too much Malfurion. But there are drafts where he is very good.
How has the season felt overall? We're coming to the end of the group phase for you.
I mean, I agree with what you said, that it's been a very fast season, and it's also been so competitive, right? Like every week has mattered, every week has been a difficult match. Like pretty much, like there's no week so far where we're like, we don't have to prepare anything, we're gonna win this easy. Like everything has been a challenge, and we've had to work for it. Overall, I mean, we are 4-2 right now, which is a positive win rate, but also a bit disappointed over the two like match or series we lost. Like the 30k one was, I mean, we had a bot in the first game, and the second game, I don't know how we didn't win that one, but yeah, so us getting 3-0 there was pretty bad and pretty unfortunate, I think, even though 30k is of course a very strong team. And the series versus Wild Heart was kind of a, I mean, that was kind of a mind opener in a way, because I was doing a lot of like after that series we brought in Cascon for the drafting, right? Before that I was doing a lot of it, and I did it last season for 30k, which felt very good then. But back then I had Dino with me that helped a lot with like with ideas. Like I had someone to discuss it with all the time, and Dino was very good with that. Always giving feedback, always having ideas of himself. So it was a different dynamic than the current team. And the way like I wanted to draft didn't really work for us, which ended up, I mean, one of the reasons ended up in us being 3-0 or 3-1 by Wild Heart.
I mean, looking at the match history, the second Cascon takes over, Johanna just starts showing up everywhere. So yeah, pretty clear through line there.
I don't know if that's from Cascon though. I think we have discussed it. I mean, I'm still involved in the drafting, but I'm not like the sole drafter. So, but we're discussing everything. Like me, Cascon, Cavalier, Hasu, Nick. I mean, everyone that has an input on anything. Yasu, Copen as well.
Oh, and you continue picking a lot of Tyrael too.
Yeah, I played it one game last weekend. I mean, I think he's also pretty strong. He's strong into some of the backliners. Like for example, like I thought it would be a very easy game, the Tomb game, because Tyrael could do a lot of damage to their backliners that game. They had Chromie, Sylv, Anduin, like, and with the damage build, I shouldn't be that threatened. But honestly, I just got outplayed. Like maybe it's because I went in, like I misplayed it, I'm not sure, but I just got farmed, honestly. And so yeah, it didn't work out as well. But on the Dragonshire game, where Nick got to play the Tyrael, that was another story. I think he was almost top damage, 0 depths, and I mean, he was doing whatever he wanted to do pretty much.
And yet a backup hammer player in Hasu, so hey.
Yeah.
Wild stuff. Really enjoy watching the team go. As you guys come into your next matchup versus Simplicity, any thoughts?
Well, I mean, during the season, right, this was the one series where we're like, okay, this is gonna be an easy 3-0, given how they looked earlier. No offense, of course, but with the previous roster, it was very rough with like a lot of players on high ping, and yeah, but I mean, they 3-0'd Storm last week, and they were up 2-0 versus Granite the 1 week before. So I mean, they're kind of on a roll right now, and they looked pretty good. So we're a bit scared, honestly, but I mean, that also will make us take it way more serious as well. Like we will, of course, do everything we can to try to 3-0 this, because it increases our odds of getting top 3 placement by a lot if we manage to 3-0 this. So
an important match then coming up. Any shout outs you'd like to do here at the end?
The usual to my teammates. I mean, we got one more game this season, or of the regular season. So we just gotta stick through it, do our best, and then we see whether we have to play the playoff gauntlet or not. Either way, I know we're gonna do the best we can, and hopefully it's enough to get where we want to go. Besides that, everyone involved in Oxygen, Cavalier Guest, Steve, the manager, working very hard as well. Cascon, of course, with the drafting, and and of course, Oxygen. As you see, I'm wearing this new merch that I couldn't show in last week's interview because the camera wasn't working, but it's actually one of the best jerseys I've gotten in my career. Actually, it feels very good, and I really like this green color. So, anyone want to support Oxygen, just get one of these. You won't regret it.
Everyone, stay tuned for that upcoming match.